Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and we are now getting close to September call-ups, and we're getting towards the end of August. And this series, we're going up against the Atlanta Braves, Aaron Blair on the mound. And here we are. We're going to start this game out in the top of the third inning. Johnny Giavotella, who's been a pretty big bright spot in this Marlins organization this year. I mean, he is done wonders. I mean, he's turned his career around, hitting around 280 pretty much the whole season. He was hitting over 300 at one point. But here is Justin Bour, who gets a hold of a pitch, and he's going to drive this one to center field, and that one's going to be over the fence. And I'm telling you, Justin Bour just doing work this year, hitting over 300, 25 homers. That's going to be his 25th homer, and he is just killing it so far this year. And I think he might be one of our unsung heroes. And he's carrying us. I can't lie, he's carrying us a little bit. So here we are on to the fourth inning. Marlins up 2-1 in this game. And here is Miguel Rojas, who is actually getting the start in this game. And here he is driving in a run to the right center gap. And that's going to be a 3-1 lead here for the Miami Marlins. And I like Miguel Rojas. I mean, honestly, he's not a great rated player, but just a guy that you can have off the bench. I mean, he's only 66 overall, let's be honest. I don't know if he'll have a spot on the team next year. I don't know how well, if I'm even going to offer him a contract next season. But he's a guy that actually is pretty reliable. So, you know, I might keep him in AAA. We'll have to see. But I don't know. The options are all open. So Atlanta's up 5-3 in this game. Here's Derek Dietrich here in the 8th inning drawing a walk. So now it's bases loaded, and here we have Miguel Rojas, who we were just talking about. He's going to hit a blooper to right field, and that one's going to drop in and get down for a hit, and that's going to drive into tying up this game at 5 apiece in the 8th inning. So now Miguel Rojas showing what he can do, man. Maybe he is a part of our organization in the future. So here's Leury Garcia coming up in the 8th inning, striking out this time, but the pitch bounces in the dirt, and he advances to first because the catcher cannot throw him out. He throws to third instead. So Starlin Castro comes up with a chance to be the hero, and he pops out to the first baseman. So now we're going to go on to the 9th inning or 10th inning. So Justin Bour is going to come up, 3-1 count, and he's going to draw a walk here. So that's the one thing about Justin Bour. He does draw some walks, and he does hit a lot of home runs, which is pretty valuable at that 4 spot. So now here comes Derek Dietrich, drawing a walk as well. So Miguel Rojas comes up, and he's going to draw a walk. That one was a borderline strike, but we got the benefit of the doubt on that one. So Leury Garcia comes up, bases loaded, 2-2 count, 1 out, and he's going to drive one to the right field, and that's going to get past the second baseman, and we're going to actually drive in 2 on this one, and that's going to be a 2-run lead here in the 10th inning. Clutch hitting by our 8th hitter, Leury Garcia. And let me tell you something, man. Leury Garcia is having a year. I mean, he is hitting 290 in the 8th hole. I mean, if you could have an 8 hitter hitting 290, I mean, you are in the driver's seat. So we actually go on to win this game. Drew Steckenrider does get the save in this one, and we move on to the next series. So we're facing a pretty good New York team, and we actually end up winning this one 4-1. And we actually had a 2-game series with them. New York is well over 500, and they are leading their divisions over the Red Sox actually by about 6 games or so. So they're actually the division leaders, and we actually end up sweeping them. 2-game series, we sweep them at home. So then we go up against Atlanta. So we win the first game in the series 3-2. Then we win the second game 7-1, as you saw there. So now we're on to the third game in this series, and look at this. Here in the 9th inning, they had an opportunity to tie this game up, and we get a win in this one. So all these games, we're squeaking out these close wins. This one's a 4-3 win, and if you've been keeping track, that means we're on a 5-game win streak going into this game. So bottom 9, the 4th game in this series, Justin Bour, 0-2 count, and he drives one deep, and that one is not coming back. That's into the upper deck, and that sparks a 6 game winning streak in Justin Bour having a career year. So many guys for this Marlins team are having career years, starting with Justin Bour hitting over 300, Domingo Santana hitting well over 300, and I mean, this is just a miracle season. Are we gonna shock the MLB? Because think about it. I mean, we are over 500, and if you follow the Marlins in real life, you know they are pretty bad. I mean, it's a horrible, horrible team. So now we're on to, the next game in this series, and we're going up against the Boston Red Sox, and they're 74-58. And I mean, the Marlins, look at us. We're 2 games over 500. So these are some important games coming up, but look at our schedule. We lose a lot of games on the road. If you see all of our losses, they're all on the road. We win a lot of games at home. So now we're facing a good Boston Red Sox team. JD Martinez coming up, facing Adam Conley in the 4th inning, and here he is driving one over the right field wall, and that one is going to be gone into the bullpen, and Boston is going to take a 2-0 lead here on the homer off of Adam Conley. So now on to the 6th inning. Here is JT Realmuto trying to get something going with our offense, but that one's going to be a lazy fly ball to center field, and Domingo Santana is going to come up, try to get some offense going, but he's going to pop up to the second baseman. So now 2 outs in this 6th inning, and Justin Bour comes up, 3-1 count, and he's going to continue to stay hot, driving one deep to right field, and that one's going to be gone. And Justin Bour continuing this great season of his with the home run. Remember, he had the walk-off a couple of games ago, actually last game, and now he's continuing to just pound the ball for his 25th home run of the season, and that is going to be a 2-1 lead for the Boston Red Sox. So now Johnny Gianvitella comes up in the 7th inning, and he's going to start this inning out with a hit to the right side with 1 out. So they bring in Matt Barnes out of the bullpen, trying to get out of maybe a little bit of a situation. Leury Garcia comes up, but he draws a walk. So now we got guys on 1st and 2nd here with 2 outs. Starlin Castro coming to the plate, and he's going to hit a hanger to the right side of the field, and we're going to try to go home, but we're going to second guess that. Hold up Gianvitella at 3rd. So now 3-2 count, 2 outs, and here's JT Realmuto hitting a little dribbler, but he's going to beat this one out at first base. So this is going to be quite the comeback. Porcello is shutting us down all game, but we come back and tie this thing up, and Domingo Santana gets an absolute hanger over the middle of the plate, but he pops it up to the center fielder. So now we're going to go on to the 9th inning. Leury Garcia coming up, and he's been a treat in that 8 hole, and here he is popping one over the pitcher's head, and he's going to beat this one out at first base. So now we got a guy on first base with Starlin Castro, the top of our lineup, coming up to bat, and this one's going to be popped out to Mookie Betts in right field. So now 2 outs here in the 9th inning, and JT Realmuto, a reliable hitter actually, coming up to the plate, and he's going to ground out to Nunez. And we're going to go on to the bottom of the 9th inning with Tyler Lyons on the mound. And Tyler Lyons, his ratings are pretty good, but his stats just do not line up with his ratings. He's got about hovering around a 1.5 whip, which is not that good, let's be honest. And his ERA is pretty high, but here he is giving up a couple of hits here, and this one's going to be a hit down the left field line, and Leury Garcia is going to play this one close to the wall, and that's going to be guys on 1st and 3rd for the Boston Red Sox. And here's Tony Zych coming in. We need this ground ball. We need this double play. So facing Hanley Ramirez, and a 3-2 count. He's going to hit one. Justin Bour is going to slide and get this one. But look at the soft throw to turn 2. We needed that, but the Boston Red Sox squeak away with the victory off of that bogus double play ball. And some reason we just do not turn 2. Starlin Castro does not throw it hard enough to get Hanley Ramirez at first, so we squander that. and our win streak is broken. So, I mean, that sucks. We just cannot win on the road, but we do our thing at home. So we're actually going to move along a little bit and advance a couple of games. And I just want to show you guys that we're not playing around. We actually lose that second game to Boston 3-4, but we win the next series versus Toronto 4-3. We advance to this game. We win this one. Look, 4-0. So look at, like I said, we're winning these games at home. We advance again and we win 2-0. So we sweep the Toronto Blue Jays. So now we're moving on to the next series versus the Phillies. We end up simming this one. We win again. So we're at home. We win once again. So now we're back on a 4-game win streak. And this is when the September call-ups are about to happen, because we know the AA and AAA seasons are ending, and our AA team actually does make it to the postseason, but our AAA team unfortunately does get eliminated. But I guess that's kind of a good thing, because we get to move up some of our AAA players. So you get to see probably our minor leaguer of the year, and surprisingly, it's Lamont Wade. Lamont Wade is hitting .318 at AAA, and he had a quietly good season. And Yu Chang, probably our top prospect at AAA. Monty Harrison is definitely our top prospect, but he's not healthy. So Yu Chang actually made the All-Star game, which Monty Harrison would have made. But look at these standings. I mean, we are right in the thick of things. If you know the Marlins in real life, you know they suck. So it's a miracle that we are competing for this wild card spot. I mean, it is an absolute miracle. So you guys don't want to miss any of this action coming up, because we got the September call-ups and we're getting close to the playoffs. I don't know. We might compete. We might be in that wild card game. You don't know. So you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button, because we got some action, some pretty good action coming up. You don't want to miss any of it. So stay tuned. Let's go.